Hi Radhika, how are you?
Hi Komal, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, good.
How's
How are
your coronavirus ka period going?
I'm back at home, sort of enjoying my time with my parents and my brother. So it's sort of boring, but at the same time, I'm sort of liking my life back at home. So yeah. How about you? Where are you?
कोलकाता घर पे
Nice, nice.
5-6
How are
महीने
your
से घर
college
पे
lectures, assignments?
models nothing.
Okay.
सही है.
Yeah.
चलो, I think we should get to it. ठीक है.
Hmm.
So what are you currently pursuing?
So I am currently working as a product designer at Flipkart. तो मेरा मोस्टली काम is around voice technologies powered by AI and NLP and working with the dialogue manager. So I'm sort of moving into that direction, multimodal interfaces. Yeah.
So that is not exactly मतलब ये तो काफी different है ना जो हम लोग traditional UI UX करते हैं college में. That's a completely different ballgame and this is different. So how did you transition?
Right. So first part, is it different or not? I don't
हाँ.
think it's that different. There are certain similarities. For example, you need to keep certain design principles at the core of your, like your entire work process. They fundamentally remain the same. That the user should feel in the control of the experience, or it should be intuitive. It should make sense. They should not struggle while using your product. It needs to be useful. Like they'll only come back at it if they feel that it's delivering some goodness to them. So in a way, whatever you design on in traditional interfaces or multimodal interfaces, those core principles remain the same. What really changes is that you have now multiple inputs and outputs coming in on your interface. You have voice input,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have voice output coming back at you, then you have interface coming back at you. How do you build synergies between those two modalities? That's the core of the problem statement.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also working with the next segment of internet users. They're not really well versed with how technology works, or how to use apps, or how to use in general products. So you have to be very sensitive. You have to be very sensible of what you're putting on the interface. You cannot clutter it, especially in an e-commerce where every detail really becomes important. Offers ho gaye, details ho gaye, product ke. Everything is important in building trust. So you can't really take away the information, but you have to be very
Mindful
very,
of.
very careful, mindful, right?
Mm-hmm.
To really show, like, timings is everything. What you're showing on time zero should make sense with time one, should make sense at timestamp 2 seconds. So it's like directing a movie. You have your interface running in the background, then you have voice interface on top of it. You have different modalities as layer on top of each other. If they don't make sense, if the timings are terrible, then it's going to fail miserably. So you have to be very, very careful of that.
Does it also? I think it also
Coming
takes
to
a lot
your
of empathy, right? It takes a lot of empathy, right? Because these are people who are just discovering the internet, and we have been so well versed with the internet throughout कि हम लोग को इतना समझ में नहीं आता है कि कहाँ
right, right,
कहाँ गलतियाँ हो सकती है, right?
right. In fact, even while designing, it's really difficult at times to imagine that would this work or would this not work. In those times, user research comes in very handy. So we have a lot of a huge database of recordings
Mm-hmm.
from our user research की
Mm-hmm.
लोग साइट पे जाते हैं, लोग हमारा प्रोडक्ट कैसे यूज करते हैं, क्या बॉडी लैंग्वेज होता है, आर दे स्केयर, आर दे कंफर्टेबल, आर दे एंजॉयिंग योर एक्सपीरियंस. So those are very, very helpful in taking some very critical decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's there, like that's how it's different than what I was doing traditionally back then. Coming to your second question, like how does one move, like how did I move, or was it how does one in general move from
I think both.
to
You can
this?
start with how you moved, and then maybe we can talk about how we can explore this as students.
Okay, so I say again, timings are everything again.
Okay.
So when I joined, one second. नहीं, नहीं, नहीं. Sorry.
And we have a guest appearance uh, coming back.
Okay. That was my brother, by the way.
Yeah.
He has his cupboard here, so he often comes, I guess. Anyway, coming back. Um, I joined Flipkart back in May 2019. I never really worked on very traditional, projects. कि सिर्फ UI UX design करना है, architecture decide करना है, ये वो फलाना करना है. I started off with a project very different. It was around growth experiment. So it was a very scientific project. I would study the funnel. I would, take inputs from the PMs key, where all you can pick up those low hanging fruits and create good impact out of those.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I started. Right. I wore the hat of a data an analyst quite often. Sorry. Yeah. Analyst quite often. Um, and then I worked on some other projects. It was in January this year that, I joined the team of next 200 million users in Flipkart.
Mm-hmm.
And wahan pe I got the exposure of working on these technologies, especially to build digital confidence. Like that's the core theme that this team is targeting. So that's how I, got the opportunity of working in this domain. For someone in college, right, there are multiple ways of going about it. You could do your own project. You could read more on the internet. You could read more on the internet and
That's okay.
like you could read more on the internet and consult the experts of those domain. Reach out to them. I think they're always more than happy to help you out as someone who's very curious about learning it. Nobody will say ever no to you.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you'll have to be very respectful of their time, their privacy. You can't be very intrusive, but you can definitely reach out to other people who are working in the technologies. But the core fundamental is if you don't know what you don't know, then you can't really, figure out what to do about it, right? So I think take advantage of your seniors who are working in different parts of the industry, who are working in different companies which are working on, um, you know, e-commerce हो गया या फिर banking industry हो गया या financial services हो गया. Every industry has so much to offer. Now more than ever before. Like everyone is doing in-depth research of the industry, plus industry related context of the users. So a lot of insights are coming in from all the places. I think it's a great time for someone who's in college to reach out to their seniors, talk to them, ask them to block their calendar, like 1 hour every month or 1 hour every 2 weeks, and then just talk with them. You get to learn a lot through that.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't
Mhm.
agree more. Chalo. So, talking about projects, right? I think one of the most popular ways and common ways of building your portfolio, your project stash, is participating in hackathons, right? And
So, yes.
हाँ, and काफी लोग जैसे मैं भी थी फर्स्ट सेकंड ईयर में दे हेजिटेट कि पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे बट वी डोंट हैव अ टीम एंड कैसे पार्टिसिपेट करें एंड ऐसा टीम नहीं मिलती यूजुअली आई नो कि मेरे को मतलब मैंने लोगों को लास्ट मिनट पे डिच दिया है लोगों ने मुझे लास्ट मिनट पे डिच दिया है आई हैव बीन ऑन ऑल साइड्स ऑफ दैट chaos but हाँ तो ये एक चीज है so you recently participated in a hackathon which was a very prestigious hackathon and you won it. Congratulations for that, by the way.
Thank you.
You won it. So, and you participated with a team of complete strangers. So,
Yes.
so tell us something about that. Like, how did you meet them? How challenging was it? Was it challenging? Was it fun?
I'll first address the first part of the question that you said. Not really question. Um, Hackathons are a good way of building your personal projects, but they're not the only way. You can do a lot of other things. Maybe we can discuss that at some other time.
Absolutely.
But hackathons are a great way. You spend just 2-3 days on them. Like they're very time intensive and they consume a lot of your energy, but they're good that way because you at the end of the 2 day or third day you'll have something working with you and that you can show to someone else. So that way hackathons are great. um, I participated in MIT COVID-19 challenge, right? It was centered around initiatives to tackle COVID-19, especially in the context of India. So we had multiple problem statements like migrants or healthcare. You have a very scattered healthcare services in India. So how do you bring them together? So there were 10 different themes in them. We saw participation of 1,500 people from across the globe. We had some great mentors from MIT. So that's just some context around that. How I met these people, I think we had this, at the beginning of the day one, we had this pitching session. ठीक है, उसमें सबने अपने ideas pitch किए, like what do you think you could do to address this problem?
Right.
I did mine. A lot of people suggested their own ideas. After the pitching session was done, Slack channel पे सबको बोला कि अपनी team बनाओ. It was so tricky. I almost felt like giving up. That, oh my god, I'm not going to talk to so many strangers and form a team. Matlab, I don't know how to do that, and it's my weekend. I should probably just get rested for my coming week because office में काफी काम है. And I said, okay, let's take it light. ठीक है, मैं थोड़ा सा light ले रही थी. I already had a good team forming, but then it scattered because one girl decided to move somewhere else, the other one decided to move somewhere else. तो पूरा ऐसे एक coalition government जैसा चल रहा था, ठीक है? सब इधर उधर से mix up कर रहे थे. Then there were two people who decided to merge with another team. So we merged different teams together. They formed their own team, we formed our own team, and we sort of came together. We were a bunch of 7 people. Interestingly, we had people from a diverse set of backgrounds, like policy making, healthcare workers, grass जो लोग on ground काम करते हैं. So we had people from a very very diverse set of backgrounds that really helped. It was unintentional. Like बनाते वैसा नहीं लग रहा था कि इतनी diverse team बनानी है, but वो बन गई. And it was because we all really liked each other's ideas. All of us had pitched some very fundamentally good and sound ideas, and that's how we all connected, and we felt that we can together do something good, like if we all come together. I was wearing the hat of a product person, like just looking at the product vision, that अभी क्या होगा, एक साल बाद क्या करेंगे, 2 साल बाद क्या करेंगे. So we had people wearing different hats there that really helped us. So yeah, that's how we came together. And then day one I was like, kaise jeetenge? Like we have so many people in there. But and also like we were all from different time zones. So सब अलग-अलग time zones में काम कर रहे थे. एक बार में पूरी team कभी assemble नहीं हो पा रही थी. I was worried that how will everything come together if we are not all together in the same room. But as it turns out, if you keep documenting everything properly with a timestamp that we discuss this, let's discuss this further in our next group session. So I think that was very helpful. I learned how to collaborate with strangers. Like until now I was working, like you work with known people, that's fine, but collaborating with strangers is a whole new ballgame, and I really enjoyed it. And now we will be working as a team to take that further as a full-fledged product. We'll be taking that so we are doing our pilot in Jharkhand, in Kerala, and in Madhya Pradesh. So we are now looking for grants, we are looking for funding, we'll have mentorship from MIT, and that's how we'll be going about it.
That is very interesting. So what exactly was your problem statement? What did you solve for?
So we were trying to address the problem of migrant workers confronting pandemic. Like this was the theme. And our solution emphasized on the decentralization of government policies, or in general initiatives across the country to sort of percolate to the people who really need those services. Right. So we'll be building a platform which will sort of bridge those gaps that currently exist today in the system. A lot of these migrant workers are not even registered. We'll be creating a database of them. We'll be leveraging the local constructs that exist today, like local communities, local leaders who are directly in touch with the migrant communities, because they know their people the best. It's not us who know them the best. So that's how we are thinking of building a cohesive ecosystem. It's pretty ambitious that way. I don't know if we'll be able to scale up across the country, but it'll depend on how the pilot goes. So yeah.
So let me just digress slightly for a minute. You spoke about how you collaborated with the team in different time zones. I'd like to know how exactly you did that. I think a lot of us could use those tips. in order to document things better and, in general, collaborate
Right.
better?
So I think I, on a daily basis, collaborate with people from different time zones. My manager works out of the United States. A team that I'm working with works out of Seattle. So I work with people from different time zones, and the fundamental that I realized that keeps the collaboration going is a very thorough documentation, like capturing your minutes of meetings, so that if someone is not there, at least they can read the minutes and then take some actionables out of them,
Right.
or documenting your work thoroughly. That if you're not there to present it, they could just read and comment out wherever they feel that there are gaps, or provide their inputs in there. So that ways, I think document everything, like every small little details make the most difference. So that's something that really helped us. And of course, there is this. I don't know how I built that trust with a bunch of strangers, but trust really makes all the difference. That you trust your teammates, that they'll ensure that you're well taken care of, even if you're not in the room. They represent your voice. They represent what you were thinking. So I think that's really important when you work in different time zones.
Chalo, now let's move on to a different topic. थोड़ा सा serious topic है, but I think important है that we discuss this. Do you think things are slightly different in the workplace for women than they are for men?
In some parts, I agree, but in some parts, I disagree.
Okay. So, do you think there are perks of being a woman in the workplace?
I think so. Um, like your at least that's what I've seen with my senior leadership, that they are very, very,
Supportive,
sensitive.
encouraging.
Yeah, like they're very supportive and very sensitive around women. That they place us as with high regard, and then it's not like they do not do it with other people, but I have seen that. Like I feel that it's I'm in a very protected environment. I yeah, like that's the kind of energies that I resonate with every day.
But does
So
casual sexism still exist even after all of this? Not with the leadership, in
yeah,
general.
I'm just talking in general, right? Um, I think unfortunately, women don't even realize most of the time that this is happening with them, and they become uncomfortable. And you know what happens? You become uncomfortable, and eventually you start taking the blame that it's happening because I am being so dismissive, or maybe I'm not. If I say something back, मैं cool नहीं लगूंगी, या फिर पता नहीं मेरे बारे में क्या सोचेंगे लोग. I'm being very sensitive about it. So that's the unfortunate part. And I think I've also struggled with this, that do I raise my voice? I think बहुत casual था, कुछ बोलना चाहिए या नहीं बोलना चाहिए. Is it even worth voicing your opinion right now?
Right.
But I think it is. It's really important. If you won't say it, they'll never know, and probably they don't even know that they're doing anything wrong. So I think it's with everyone. It's regardless of whether you are a man or a woman. If you feel that you are uncomfortable with certain set of topics, you can ask politely that I'm not comfortable. Please don't talk about this with me, or please don't talk this way with me. But it's a part of your rights that you raise this concern, that please don't talk about this in this way with me.
Fair enough. So, what are the biggest what are the biggest challenges that you've faced as a professional? Because आपका transition काफी radical रहा है, right? So, have you had to
Right.
face doubts or anything of the sort, challenges?
I think you raised a really good point here. Ki I've had a lot of transitions.
Mm-hmm.
I started out as an architecture student. I was working as a designer in a campus group, and then I picked up internships in different industries like travel, and then financial services, and now e-commerce. So I had my set of learnings there. The thing is that when you enter the industries, you are starting from ground zero. Like level zero. You don't really know a lot there. You're a new person in that industry. You feel that do I know everything to be here? क्या मैं सही चीजें करूंगी यहाँ पे आके? you start with all these kind of self-doubts, and it's fine as long as that pushes you to pursue more, as long as that pushes you to reach out to more people, discuss more about what you're doing, as long as you're learning, and as long as you have that um, that zeal to do beyond what is expected of you. That's I think that self-doubt is good. The self-doubt becomes poisonous or toxic if it sort of prevents you from going beyond your comfort zone. You feel ये तो मैं कभी कर ही नहीं सकती, ये तो मैं करूँगी ही नहीं. Do you know that imposter syndrome is very, very real? That sort of makes you feel that whatever you have achieved, or whatever that you've done so far, was just out of sheer luck, or because the circumstances were good. So you stop believing in yourself. You stop believing uh, in what you might want to express in the room, and that's really unfortunate, and that happens. But sometimes you have to be more constructively assertive sometimes to put your point forth. Like, you have to be loud in the meeting sometimes. That's just the thing that it is.
Why do you think that is?
Because everyone is in that room, like you'll often find so sometimes meetings turn into arguments and things get very heated up, and then especially in a virtual environment, it becomes very difficult to express what you're thinking. And at that point, if you don't speak up, your views are not heard. Like, even if you express them softly, everyone is like, okay, fine. But if you're not assertive in what you're saying, it does get lost somewhere in the argument. Like, I haven't seen that happening with myself, but I've seen it with others. And one thing that I've sort of realized that one should do is, if you feel that anyone, maybe your female friend or your male friend, if you see that whatever they were trying to express was unheard, or got lost somewhere in the argument, take up the stand, say that, okay, this person had to say this, and then sort of bring them up. That really helps. So bringing those voices which were somewhere lost in the room, that's something that every one of us can do if we get the opportunity of doing that. I remember when I came to Flipkart last year, I was pretty clueless of what e-commerce has to offer. पूरी ऐप तो बनी हुई, मैं क्या ही करूँगी इसमें? Is there anything new to do here? And now I'm well versed with a completely new technology, which is voice design. I have a patent in that technology, which is around multimodal interfaces. And I feel I'm surprised what a year can do to a person. Like, it can completely make you come from here to there. And that's my advice to you. It'll be incremental, it'll be slow, but have faith in the process. Keep giving your best, and that's how you should be approaching your professional life. There's always new to learn every day, so take it with that spirit.
I think I should even commend you कि आपने काफी ज़्यादा hard work किया. I know you used to tell me कि you've had like some working weekends and सुबह से लेके रात तक you've worked very hard too. So I think that, I mean, you did not say it, but because I know her personally and बहुत closely, she's been a mentor to me throughout the time that we've known each other. I'll tell you, she's worked super hard too, right? She's dealt with her insecurities the way we deal with our insecurities. Everybody does, right? Everybody has their own moments. But she's given it a lot of effort. So do not discount that. I mean, even I am learning कि हाँ कम lazy कैसे हुआ जाए life में. मैं बहुत आलसी हूँ. Right?
You're taking out your weekends on this task, and I really appreciate what you're doing here. It's almost like social service. You're helping people who don't know me, and you're making them connect to me in some way or the other. And I watched all your other videos, and I was so inspired with what others had to say, how their journeys were. They started off from a very different domain, and then they started doing the research, transition into something that they were not even pursuing in the first place. So congratulations to you too.
Thank you. But coming back to my point, do not discount the power of working hard and giving in a lot of work, because even see, I am a college student, I am in no place to give you advice, but I've realized that I've seen a lot of people work very hard, and I've seen the transition that happens. So I've seen that transition in her as well. She's not saying it because modesty, but yes, so that is another thing. Okay, any last parting words of advice or anything at all?
Um, don't get bothered by self-doubt. Stop it. Just put an end to self-doubts. Be confident. You have a lot to learn. You're just beginning out, so it's okay if you don't know a few things. You don't know a lot of things, and that's fine. Don't get bothered by that. Be strong, be confident. You'll learn eventually. It's okay. Someone might be a year ahead of you, someone might be 2 years ahead of you, but it's okay. Yeah, that's the fundamental advice I'll have. And be always on with your, learning more, that you have to learn new things. There has to be this hunger that, आज ये सीखना है, आज वो करना है, आज कुछ नया करना है, hackathon में participate करना है. Just have that hunger in you, that कुछ सीखना. And don't get bothered by what others have to say about you, कि इसको तो आता नहीं. They shut up once you achieve something. Yeah, and amidst all this, I realized that I lost a lot of my personal time that I should have given to myself. And now I have started, playing ukulele and then, making covers every weekend. So I decided I'll do that long back, but now I'll be taking it up full-fledgedly. But my message here is that have a good balance between your work life. Um, you deserve, I mean, self-care is a major theme, and you should pay attention to that. So yeah, so be optimistic.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much. This was amazing. Thank you for being here, and all the best to you.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.